Hello, Los Angeles Lakers fan. We're back with an exclusive video bringing you the latest updates. First of all, subscribe to the channel and like the video. It's crucial for you to stay informed with the news daily. Without further ado, let's get to the news. Jonas Valanciunas arriving in Los Angeles has set off a wave of whispers that feels quite like the city itself shifted for a moment, as if the Hollywood lights flickered knowing a new character had stepped onto the stage. People around the Lakers facility swear they saw unusual movement, a couple of familiar agents walking in and out, and one of those oversized SUVs that usually carry stars who don't want to be recognized. The rumor mill went into overdrive the second someone claimed Valanciunas had been spotted at a Beverly Hills hotel, casually greeting fans, but not casually enough to go unnoticed by the basketball world. What makes everything more electric is how the Lakers have been quietly searching for a stabilizing force in the paint, someone who doesn't just play center, but anchors the entire identity of the team on both ends. And suddenly, this 7-foot Lithuanian bruiser, with his old-school seriousness and soft-spoken menace, is being whispered as the missing piece. It's like Los Angeles is holding its breath, unsure if this is just smoke or if there's a real fire starting to burn deep inside the Lakers front office. The sense around the Lakers is that something was always brewing beneath the surface, even before this rumor erupted. Reporters described Rob Pelinka walking around with a kind of mysterious calm, that vibe he gets when he knows something the rest of the league is still guessing. And with the Lakers desperate for a reliable interior presence to lighten Anthony Davis's load, especially during the grind of the regular season, Valanciunas suddenly feels like a puzzle piece that strangely fits. There's talk that LeBron James himself has always appreciated big men who play with a rugged edge, guys who set massive screens, who rebound like their life depends on it, who aren't afraid to throw an elbow if the game demands a little chaos. People claim LeBron values discipline and physicality more than flash at this stage of his career, and Jonas brings exactly that. The whispers grew louder when someone close to the organization said the Lakers want a player who doesn't need to be taught how to be tough. And honestly, if there's one thing the league knows, it's that Valanciunas comes pre-downloaded with toughness. As the story spread, fans began imagining what a Lakers lineup with Jonas Valanciunas could look like, and the reactions have been wild. Some are calling it the most under-the-radar move Los Angeles could make. The kind of acquisition that doesn't dominate headlines at first, but ends up becoming the backbone of a playoff run. Others think it might be part of a larger plan, a strategic reshaping of the roster that finally brings balance to a team that has relied too heavily on stars alone. And then there's the buzz about how Valanciunas' underrated passing game could open up new wrinkles in the Lakers' offense, especially in those half-court sets where spacing and decision-making become everything. Fans are already imagining him operating handoffs with Austin Reeves, setting monster screens for D'Angelo Russell, or providing that reliable post presence when the game gets ugly. The speculation is feeding itself at this point, and every little detail, every leaked photo, every rumor from a practice facility staff member becomes another log thrown onto the fire that's now blazing across Lakers Nation. What's adding even more intrigue to the situation is the fact that Valanciunas has always had this aura of being the kind of player who thrives in big market pressure, even though he's played in smaller markets most of his career. He has that quiet, giant presence that speaks softly but carry a hammer vibe that feels tailor-made for Los Angeles' dramatic basketball culture. People who have played with him swear he's a guy who brings calm to the locker room, but violence to the paint. A rare combination. And the Lakers, with all their highs and lows, could use exactly that stabilizing force. Even rival teams are starting to murmur about how his presence in LA would tilt the balance of the Western Conference in subtle but meaningful ways. They know that a stronger Lakers interior defense changes everything. Spacing for their shooters, protection for their stars, and a renewed sense of old-school Lakers toughness. And maybe that's why these whispers are becoming more and more believable. When a move makes too much basketball sense, people start assuming there's truth hiding behind the curtain. Meanwhile, the city of Los Angeles has reacted in the only way it knows how, with pure cinematic anticipation. Lakers fans are notorious for building hype faster than any other fan base, and the idea of Valanciunas arriving has become the new plot twist everyone wants to see play out. At local sports bars, people have started analyzing his game like he's already on the roster, breaking down his footwork, his rebounding angles, his ability to hit that soft push shot over defenders. On social media, the edits are already circulating. Valanciunas in purple and gold, towering in slow motion over helpless defenders. Even the local talk shows are stirring the pot, throwing out theories about how this move could be tied to LeBron's final years, or how it might encourage Davis to play more freely without the burden of banging inside every possession. It feels less like a rumor and more like a storyline that's gaining momentum by the hour, something everyone wants to manifest into reality simply because it fits too perfectly with what the Lakers need. There's also this underlying belief that Valanciunas, despite being a seasoned veteran, still has a chapter left to write in his career, and maybe that chapter belongs in Los Angeles. There's buzz about how his leadership style meshes perfectly with the Lakers' younger players, especially those who respond well to mentors who lead by example rather than speeches. People remember how impactful he was in Memphis, how his presence helped shape the foundation of that gritty identity before the team shifted directions. And now, some insiders think the Lakers might want that same influence in their locker room. A grounding presence, someone who elevates the work ethic without demanding attention. It doesn't hurt that Valanciunas has always played with a playoff mentality, even on teams that were fighting for seeding rather than titles. The possibility of channeling that intensity into a Lakers squad hungry to return to contention is fueling even more speculation. And the more people talk, the more the rumor refuses to fade. Instead, it keeps growing, shaping itself into a story that feels too real to dismiss. The second wave of this rumor has been even more explosive, because now people are beginning to analyze not just the possibility, but the impact, imagining how Valanciunas would transform the Lakers from the inside out. There's a growing belief that his arrival could shift the team's entire rhythm, slowing things down when necessary, speeding them up when the matchups demand it, and most importantly, giving them a reliable anchor in every phase of the game. Analysts are picturing a Lakers team that finally has a rugged interior presence who doesn't shy away from contact and isn't afraid to impose himself early in games. And for a franchise that has struggled with consistency in the paint, especially behind Anthony Davis, Valanciunas represents something rare: dependability. Even the advanced stats crowd is chiming in, arguing that the Lakers' offensive rebounding and screen assist numbers would instantly spike, laying the foundation for a more efficient offense. All of this speculation is pouring into the rumor cycle, making it harder and harder for fans to dismiss the possibility that Los Angeles might actually pull the trigger. The conversation has also expanded into how Valanciunas would fit culturally within the Lakers' iconic environment. Los Angeles is not just a basketball city. It's a spectacle, a stage where stars are born and reputations are either solidified or shredded. And interestingly, many believe that Valanciunas' low-drama, high-work-rate demeanor would bring a refreshing balance to a franchise that often swings between extremes. The whispers suggest that the front office wants a player who doesn't feed into off-court narratives, someone who shows up, plays hard, dominates where necessary, and stays out of the chaos. And Jonas, with his understated humor and blue-collar mentality, fits that profile perfectly. People close to former teammates claim he's the kind of guy who creates unity without forcing it, who commands respect simply by being relentlessly committed to the fundamentals. And if there's any team that could use a steadying presence right now, it's the Lakers, caught between star power and structural rebuilding, between championship hopes and roster uncertainty. What's even more interesting is how this rumor is affecting the perception of the Lakers around the league. Agents, insiders, and even rival coaches are reportedly preparing for the possibility that the purple and gold are trying to reestablish an interior identity that hasn't truly existed since the prime days of Andrew Bynum or even Pau Gasol. The potential pairing of Davis and Valanciunas is being described as a stylistic blend of finesse and force, a combination that could terrorize opposing frontcourts. Coaches are imagining a Lakers team that uses Jonas as a bruising tone setter early in games, letting Davis roam as a free defender, where he is at his absolute best. And if that dynamic actually plays out, the Lakers could suddenly regain a defensive identity that has slipped in recent years. People around the league know that when Los Angeles commits to physicality, they become a different beast altogether. And that possibility alone has opponents quietly nervous, wondering if this rumor is about to become a reality they'll have to game plan against. As for the fans, the hype is reaching a point where every tiny development becomes breaking news in the community. Someone claims to have seen Valanciunas boarding a flight to California. Panic. Another person swears they saw a Lakers scout in Lithuania months ago. Absolute meltdown. The rumor has taken a life of its own, fueled by imagination as much as fact. But that's what makes it so entertaining. Lakers Nation thrives on these cinematic plot twists. And right now, Jonas Valanciunas is the main character in a speculative drama that's got everyone hooked. Even neutral fans are starting to follow the updates, curious to see how this European giant might fit into the Hollywood spotlight. And honestly, part of the excitement comes from how unpredictable he is as a player. One moment he's calmly setting a screen, and the next he's ripping down an offensive rebound with enough force to shake the rim. The contrast between his personality and his playing style is part of his charm, and maybe that's why this rumor feels so captivating. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on. In the midst of all this, the narrative is shifting toward what this move would mean for the future of the Lakers. Some believe it's a sign that the front office is finally committing to building a roster not just around star power, but around structure, discipline, and balance. Others think it may hint at bigger changes coming, the kind of organizational pivot that reshapes the team for the next several seasons. There's talk that Valanciunas could be the bridge between the current era and whatever comes after LeBron eventually steps away, giving the franchise a reliable veteran presence who can mentor young players while still contributing at high level. Fans are debating how many minutes he would play, how many touches he would get, and whether he'd take on a leadership role in the locker room. The idea of him wearing purple and gold isn't just a rumor. It's become a full-on conversation about identity, strategy, and long-term vision. As the buzz continues, you can almost feel the Lakers community leaning into the suspense, waiting for that one cryptic tweet, that one front office leak, that one photo that confirms everything. Because at this point, the rumor has turned from a whisper into a thundercloud hanging over the NBA, ready to break at any moment. And maybe that's what makes this entire situation so fascinating. Not just the possibility of Valanciunas joining the Lakers, but the collective energy around the rumor itself. It's become a story fans want to see unfold, an unexpected twist in a franchise that always seems to live inside a movie script. And whether it happens or not, the excitement has already taken on a life of its own. The anticipation, the speculation, the late-night debates, they're all part of the magic that makes the Lakers one of the most dramatic teams in sports. And right now, Jonas Valanciunas is the leading actor in the rumor everyone can't stop talking about. Another layer of complexity is the emotional weight some veterans are carrying. According to those familiar with the situation, older players on the roster feel caught between wanting to stabilize the team and not wanting to get dragged into drama that isn't theirs to solve. They've seen locker rooms fall apart in the past, and they know how quickly a minor issue can spiral when egos, expectations, and frustration collide. These veterans are reportedly whispering among themselves, trying to understand how serious the issue really is and whether it's a simple disagreement blown out of proportion or something far more corrosive. Some believe Redick's message was a wake-up call, a push for accountability, while others fear it might have unintentionally exposed wounds that were never fully healed. Regardless, their leadership will become crucial in the days ahead, because a divided locker room doesn't fix itself. It needs voices players trust, voices that can calm tempers, mediate conflicts, and redirect focus. Whether those voices will step up, or whether the tension has already silenced them, is part of what makes the rumors so compelling. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.